Good day, everybody, and welcome to Back of the Shelf, a podcast about board games, card games, and perpetual drizzle. My name is Ben, and as ever, I should be your host tonight. This week, fresh from the drizzle, having coached rugby, is Amber. How are you, Amber?
I kid you not, my hands are still cold. The game ended 4 hours ago. 4 hours. I still can't use my fingers.
I think Amber had 4 or 5 different layers on. Each of those layers was soaking wet.
Not enough layers.
It's a good Welsh.
Let's move to Wales and
enjoy the rain.
Enjoy the rain. Yeah.
I did warn you.
You did.
How has your week been, Amber?
Ben, you've been sick all week.
That is true.
Single parenting. It's been a week.
Yes.
Ben, there are only 4 weeks left before winter break.
Oh, that's nice.
I've been counting for the last 3.
Good. That's great. Bit of a quiet one because, as stated, I was quite ill for most of it. So I've only played a few games. Let me list.
You must be playing games on Board Game Arena.
Yeah. Same old.
Oh, okay, so nothing new, nothing exciting.
Same old,
okay, fine.
2 weeks ago,
yes,
I played the Wednesday Club. I played Cthulhu RPG. Continues to be excellent. Really looking forward to that. It is confirmed the D&D campaign is finished, so that's good news. There have been lots of people trying to start up a new one, and I've been so tempted because you look at the artwork and you look at the possibilities of how we're set in this setting, and you could be whatever you want to be. And I think, nope, stay strong.
Stay strong. I do not want to spend 10 weeks listening to you whinge about.
Correct.
Yes.
Last weekend, me and my daughter went up to Bristol Comic Con.
Correction, our daughter.
Our daughter, saying yes.
She's mostly mine.
And because she's getting to cosplay, and we spent the weekend there with my friend. So we played a game called Acropolis.
I spotted Acropolis last time I was visiting Paul, and friend of the pod.
Friend, yeah.
Is he friend of the pod?
Sometimes.
And I really wanted to ask him to teach me to play it, but he wasn't picking up what I was laying down.
Well, he didn't know how to. Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So you played it, and
so I learned it and played it.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
Just
it was
okay?
Great. It's very much a puzzle.
Okay, because I remember it was at Manchester. I felt like Acropolis must have just been coming out.
Yes,
it was all over.
It was all over the place. People went wild for this game.
Yeah.
So I guess he'd picked it up because someone had gone to the board game shop, said, he needs a present. Someone said, this is all the hotness. They picked it up. It was fine.
Okay.
It was okay.
Is it maybe more for the boys? Like maybe...
I wouldn't. No, his kids are... They, much like our kid, they want excitement and interactivity and that sort of stuff. This game is not that at all. It was just a puzzle game. You had... I can't even describe it. What would you say if you had 4 hexes put together to make a sort of star shape?
Sure, whatever.
I don't know what you call it. Okay. And you had to fit those together to make sure you had certain patterns. It was like a puzzle game. Okay. It was fine. It was okay.
Was it?
We played it.
Like 2 to 4 player?
Well, we played it 2 player. You can go up to 4.
Okay.
We played it. Immediately just finished. Went, okay, there you go. Finished. Put it away.
Okay.
But then... they were very excited because they had bought a game that was the minimum of 5 player. So we were looking forward. We need 5 players. Have you ever heard of it? Fake Artist in New York. So good. And because they had never played it before, it was just chaos.
And our daughter had played it before.
They had, yeah.
Okay.
It was just so funny.
Just good laugh. Okay.
Yeah. Because our daughter is now practiced at deception.
Yes.
Those boys weren't. They just had no idea what was going on. But fake artist, you have to nominate a fake artist.
Secretly.
The dealer nominates secretly a fake artist, writes a thing down on some cards, hands them out, except one's got an X, then the start player starts drawing this thing and
just
passes
one
it to the left.
one line, right?
Really,
just one, yeah.
We were a bit flexible with that, a line or a dot, or pass it to the left. And then everyone has to draw, add to it until it gets round to the dealer, and they say, right, and we have to find out who we all point to who we think is the fake dealer. If we're correct, we win. If not, but then they get a chance if they can identify what the picture was. The rules and the point scoring don't particularly matter. The joy of the game is in the interaction between the people. It was their first time watching them. Experience of the first time was so good. It was so much fun. So that was brilliant. A massive success.
So this is actually going to come down to maybe something that we can talk about later. And maybe it is like we needed a list of games, varied, price ranges and skill levels that if you are maybe looking for gifts for new gamers or people with families or people with young kids, like that, I think we can definitely, anyone who's listening to this podcast, probably they have their own list anyways, but I would probably easily say Fake Artist is a good one, especially for those friends who maybe aren't. I think we have enough friends who aren't really gamers, but they and you haven't cut them out of your life yet. But I think that that game, and it's such a nice, cute little small box.
It's an oink game.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I played this game quite a bit with my students towards the end of last year. I will definitely bring this out, I think, the last week of school a few times, because I think you can play it on any scale, and I think they will enjoy it. So that is my plan.
Yeah, that was good. And then in the last week, we've got a few heavy ones out. We played Full Fat Le Havre.
Oh, yeah, that was Full Fat.
That was Full Fat. I got rid of the shortened version. Mm-hmm. How much did you enjoy it today?
Way better.
Way better.
I definitely and I don't know if it was because, do you need a quick recap of what Le Havre is?
Le Havre is a economic game where each turn you'll move a boat forward to an empty space, which tells you what to add to the offers. Piles of goods to the side, fish, wood, clay.
Stuff doesn't matter, yep.
And then you get to do one of the things. So you move the boat forward, add the thing, and then you do one thing and one thing only. It's either take some stuff from the offers or move your little person to a building and do the action on the building. Pay some energy or money to transfer fish into smoked fish.
Or build buildings.
Yeah, various things. And then, when the boat gets to the end of the track, which is 7 spaces, I think, we have a harvest where you have to feed your people classic Rosenberg stuff.
Love it.
And we go back around again.
But then you got to, what is it? Grow your grain and
harvest
your grain, and mate your cows.
Yep.
Here's the thing. This time around was different because I've been playing a lot of it online. No, just kidding. But I actually knew what was happening, so that already made it significantly more enjoyable. But maybe also because it was a little bit longer. I remember the first time we played, all I was doing was feeding my people. I wasn't actually doing anything. I wasn't building anything. So I was a little bit more switched on this time about I
think the escalation of feeding requirements is a little less steep.
Okay. Well, that being said, all of a sudden one turn there, you need to feed them 11 food, which it's that bit.
We had 4 turns, didn't we, to get to 11, whereas I think the short one, you had 2 turns.
Okay.
Real quick.
It was still, it was still enjoyable. It did help that I never struggled to feed my people, and I actually had stuff happening.
We had a preposterous situation where you had acquired some grain, but didn't use it, and so each turn, effectively, your grain doubled.
That was great.
You had like 40 grain.
Oh no, I had 80 because I didn't bother doubling it again.
That's a bizarre.
But the thing is, you had the bread making thing, so I should have had the card that would allow me to turn that grain into bread, and then that's my food.
We were running out of things.
Anyhow,
odd situation.
It was nicer that it was longer and we could actually do stuff. I'm starting to realize that if we had like a third or a fourth person, I don't have the patience to wait for people to be like, okay, what do we, because even you just taking a minute, not even a minute, you just taking you just blinked and I was like, your turn's over? Are you done? Just because I was like ready to do my next thing because you only do one thing. So I was just like, I was definitely trying to plan. I was trying to be so efficient and plan ahead of time, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So yeah, I did not enjoy it. I'll be honest with you. The first time we played it. Yeah.
I was very nonplussed in the first time. It was like, oh, this has a wildly good reputation. This one I was much more... Okay. We had different cards out. There was a bit more balance to it, maybe. A bit more variety. Enjoyed it much more.
That being said, it drives me crazy. Like, okay, I understand. So many little bits.
Yes.
How long did it take you to set up this game? Well, I just left at one point.
Because now every game, he has a lot of games out.
Okay.
Every game really is measured against Glass Road and Feast for Odin. Both of those are a doddle to set up. Le Havre is not a doddle setup. You've got to get the cards.
You think if Feast for Odin is a doddle? Oh, I guess it comes in its...
Yeah, you just empty the bags in a little tray.
It's okay, but yeah, so the setting up bit, whatever, but then also like just so many little bits, so many things. I mean, our table is massive. If we had 3 or 4 people here, we
wouldn't be able to do it, would we?
But it's a massive table, so this is the thing, like that. And the bits are so small. I mean, I am blind. I'm no longer legally blind, but like, but they are really small, and just the writing on, even the writing on the cards, that bit, I know there's just like, you can't get past it, but hey ho. Anyhow, I'm looking forward to our next play.
It was good.
Because I'm also curious. I think every time we play, it'll be something different, but I might not have as much luck with it.
Because unlike Agricola and Caverna, it wasn't work because we arranged it properly. We had the little trays next to the thing. You just go, off we go. Our turns were whipping through.
Yeah.
So it was
good. I think I'm a 45-minute gamer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So, sorry, let's scooch through. So after Le Havre, did you have any opinions on it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Okay. And then
I went to coach rugby.
Yeah, and then Hansa Teutomica.
Has anyone been to Tembe? I'm curious who's actually visited Tembe.
Tembe
is like you talk about it all the time.
If you have to reference where we live, you say, about 20 minutes from Tembe.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard of Tembe.
Yeah, so I'm 30 minutes from Tembe, driving in the pissing rain. Yeah. By the time I got there, I was so over it. I went to the wrong pitch. I didn't tell you that bit. Flip. They have 2 pitches.
How many pitches?
Well, 2 is the answer. Okay. They're just down the road from each other. It doesn't matter. And then I just stood in the rain yelling at kids for an hour.
So it's like a PE teacher.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Nah. And then I drove home wet. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the car's wet. The seat's wet. The driving seat is wet.
Well, I guess you're driving tomorrow.
Oh, it's just been a day, guys. Anyways, you came home and you already had Hansa Teutomica set up.
Which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that one till later. Okay. This section now we've devoted to smaller companies that people might not have heard of out there. We're going to talk about Amber. Mm-hmm. A couple of weeks ago, the kids had got they were ready. They were ready
You're
to
talking about
stop
your
painting
students at
in school.
Which call them our kids now.
Yeah, our kids, yeah. They were ready to stop painting because they'd slapped enough paint on these things. And I said, why don't we start playing stuff? And they said, okay. So I looked for these are not, some of these kids have never, one kid has said, the last time I rolled dice was Monopoly. So I said, get you sent down. Come and sit down, pal. Look for a very, very simple game to play with these kids. It had to be multiple player. Can't be one-on-one. And it had to be super simple, super quick, preferably. And I came across a game. I posted in Facebook and said, has anyone got any suggestions? And a few came up. And someone suggested a game called Mini Gangs. So I went and found it on a website by a company called Ramshackle Games. Download the rules. The Mini Gangs initial rules are free. You can just download them. Print them out, played them. One of the kids came over. He is a hardcore Warhammer 40,000 player. He brought all his Marines out. He got out all the data cards. He goes, right, so which data cards are you using? I said, no, put those away. Oh, okay. So are we going to use the crushing skill for the power fists? I said, just listen, pal. Just sit down. We have one skill per thing. Just sit down. Oh, okay. So no charging bonus. Oh, Christ. Listen,
so bored right now.
Just wipe all that from mind, and just sit and want to play this. I had a right gob on because we're not playing one more 40,000. But, whatever, right? Forced him through. It was 3 of us, just rolling dice. The guy who played Monopoly had a wonderful time. He's like, I'm so unlucky. Great time. And after 45 minutes, the warm at 40,000 kid, I said, listen, pal, this is super simple. We can always build up, we'll try. He was like, no, you know what? This is okay. I'd be okay to play this again as well. So really successful. The company, I posted in a Facebook group. The guy who actually designed the game popped up and said, I'm really glad you enjoyed it. That sounds great. I said, it was fantastic. Kids absolutely loved it. I did go to see your website to see if I could find the full rules, but they said it was being updated. He sent me the whole lot. He said, there you go. You can have them for the club. So very, very generous of him. That was fantastic. But I am planning to buy the full rules when they're fully out again. But this is Ramshackle Games. Really happy with what you've done.
So this is for your role-playing needs?
Yes,
no.
yes.
No,
he does. He sculpts and casts all kinds of little bits and pieces for various things. Particularly small skirmish games.
Okay.
I got into a whole different world of stuff. I uncovered. It's quite exciting, actually.
Okay.
So, but yes, he was the tip of the iceberg. He sculpts things for mostly converting models for various skirmish style things. He also has his own game. This mini games. He has Nuclear Renaissance.
And where can people find him?
I will put the link in the show notes. But it's a company called Ramshackle Games.
And I'm assuming he's British. Where is he from?
Yes, yeah, they're all British. He's up in Nottingham.
Oh, cool.
I said, Nottingham, also your XGW, X Games Workshop. And
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not actually. That's weird. Yeah, very strange. So yeah, that was good. Very nice.
Oh, should we have him on? See what he's all about. I'm so curious about this other world.
Do you play board games? He says, I've only played 2 board games. It was saying like
Monopoly.
Monopoly and Dune, which is like
okay.
this hardcore.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's...
I wouldn't have anything to talk about. So
no, probably not.
Just sit back and listen. Cool. Well, thank you.
Okay. Right. Quiz time.
Is it though?
Knowledge pump.
Do we need to do quiz time?
Pump.
Is it how to properly pronounce games?
No.
Names of games? Are we gonna talk about him?
Who?
Your little friend of the pod who is questioning my pronunciation of. All right, let's just air this right now.
That's correct. Last week, someone did send me a message and says, I'm not sure. In fact, do you know what? I'll read it for you.
Yes.
I'll read word for word. Probably important. Yeah. Let's just get that.
So it's funny because you sent this message to me while I was teaching, and I
slap one of the kids?
Well, no, I was reading it, and I was like, who is questioning me?
This is from a gentleman called Punch Out Chris. I believe his name is actually Chris.
It was the punch out that I didn't understand what that was all about, but go on.
Dear bots, no disrespect to Amber, I legitimately would like to know, is a pronunciation of splendor, an inside joke, or is that just how Canadians say this word? So could you clarify?
Okay.
I did say I would ask.
Yeah, and then I just laughed. I think I pronounce it properly, splendor, most of the time.
I was actually not sure if you.
But then sometimes I'm like, is it like splendor, ERORAR? Because when Ben talks, he doesn't pronounce the R. So I don't even know if you call me Amber, Amba. How are you pronouncing my name these days?
Amba.
There's no R on the end.
R on it? Oh, okay.
So I make a point, but except for Becca is Becker.
Is it?
Yes, you call Becca Becker. You do. And she pointed this out as well. Anyhow, so we have a good laugh at that. Even Angela. Do you say Angela? You just like, if there's an A at the end of the name, you put an R.
Angela.
Okay, Angela's fine. Anyhow, I over-enunciate the or on splendor because Ben doesn't say splendor, he says splenda.
Splendor. I should be more careful. Splenda is a sugar replacement.
Exactly. So I'm like, are you talking about the game Splenda? So Chris, friend of the pod, longtime listener, first time writer. No, usually it is. And now I don't even notice that I say it anymore. I started saying it.
It does swing wildly between splendor.
I do it mostly to mock you, but now unfortunately I'm at the point where I don't even notice I'm doing it anymore. I just say splendor because you say splenda. Splendor.
Well, okay.
I will.
After that, I don't even...
But I just not talk about that game anymore.
Well, yeah. Let's just wipe that from our consciousness.
Thanks for the message.
Super quick quiz.
Okay, let's go.
5 questions.
Good.
We have played a game called Hansa Teutomica. Hansa Teutomica is based on the Hanseatic League, which was a league of cities that built a trade network between them. They specialized in 5 things: wax, amber, honey, copper, and herring. Today, how much would it cost you to buy 1 kilogram of these things? We'll go one by one. How much would it cost you to buy 1 kilogram of wax?
It's not beeswax? What kind of wax is it?
Paraffin wax.
You're going to give me...
It's low.
It's low. Like $2. Oh, wait, what's a currency?
Dollars.
US dollars?
Mm-hmm.
Australian dollars?
US dollars.
US dollars. $2.42.
$1.88.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad, yeah. One kilo of wax.
That's a lot of wax.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the very, very much the other end of the scale, how much would it cost you to buy 1 kilogram of, this is gold amber? This is the most common amber you can find.
Like those amber necklaces?
Yeah, go the other end of the scale. I'm not joking, go the other end of the scale.
Like 42,000? Like,
Is that your final answer?
no, it's not. That's a lot. I'll say a kilogram is a lot, though, isn't it? It's a lot. I mean, I was shopping at the Christmas market, and I didn't see any
indication.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'm going to go with 12,000.
$25,000.
I was closer. Okay.
1 kilo of amber.
What do you do with a kilo of amber?
Make a lot of necklaces, I guess.
Jewelry. Okay.
Bit more realistic now.
Yes.
1 kilo of honey.
See, this is tricky. Also, just shout out if you are ever in Wales, come get some local Pembrokeshire honey. I've seen loads of it around. It's delicious. So a kilogram of that. I know a little jar is like 7 pounds. So like a kilogram is $32.
Ooh, $20.
What's? I mean,
you're getting this without the markup, aren't you?
I know.
1 kilo.
I mean, $20 for honey is not. I mean, a kilo. If it's real honey, you had this whole thing telling me that like honey is not actually honey. It's all
is the most food, the food most susceptible to fraud. Honey and olive oil.
There we go. Fun fact.
Number 4.
So this is what living with Ben is like, guys.
Number 4, 1 kilo of copper.
Okay, how much was the amber? 20. How much was the amber again?
Amber was $25,000.
So copper's like 500?
$1,000?
No, just 500.
$8.50. Copper, giving it away.
What I'm thinking.
And finally, last one.
I should be thinking copper coins.
Last one.
Yes, 500 pennies. No, 500 pennies. That's what I meant. Yeah,
1
$5.
kilo of herring.
So just fish?
Yep.
Raw fish?
Yeah, raw fish, not smoked.
Not live?
If you went down to the docks today, how much would 1 kilo of herring cost you?
$12.
It would cost you $5.
Okay, I was going to say 7.
Tell you what are we going to the supermarkets for?
I don't know.
Bloody hell, get down the docks.
Get down the
kilo of
docks.
herring for $5.
I mean.
Well, today, that's like 50p in our money.
Okay.
Now, who knows these
Who
days?
knows? Okay. Well, thanks for that quiz. I'm never getting that 5 minutes back. Well done, Ben. So I'm not going to ask about your research. Okay, whatever.
Oh, that actually took me a lot of research.
Yes.
To find international prices of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Oh, geez. Well done. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the quiz, Ben. As Ben is trying to locate whatever he's locating, happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. I forgot that it is Thanksgiving Sunday in America.
Tomorrow? No, last weekend.
No, today. Today is Thanksgiving.
Today?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Gonna talk to Angela later.
Oh, nice.
Send all
happy Thanksgiving.
There we go.
Rebels.
Should we talk about Thanksgiving? No. What are we thankful for? No, nothing. because you guys don't celebrate, you don't do Thanksgiving here.
Oh, it's a whole,
it's
no
a whole,
idea.
yeah. So it's like you guys do the Black Friday sales, which is just shopping. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's an American import as well.
It is. Well, it is. It's only recent as well.
Yeah, very recent. No, Thanksgiving I became aware of about 5 years ago.
Excuse me, you've known me for like how long? I've always had Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but American is different to Canadian, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because they do a whole weekend of it.
Well, how long do you do?
With just the day. Like, we don't have the whole, like, they, for a lot of Americans, and I guess correct me, Chris, if I'm wrong, all the Americans, like, they have, I'm pretty sure they're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, possibly Monday as well. Wow. So then if they're like in college or university, they go home for the weekend, and it's a big deal.
You blew my mind when you said Canadian Americans go to the cinema on Christmas Day. Because
some Canadians and Americans go to the cinema on Christmas Day.
That wouldn't happen.
It's something my dad brought into our family when he married my mom. It was his new family tradition at Christmas. That wouldn't happen. But I love it. No one's there. Go watch Marley and Me. It was great. All right. What's up now, Ben?
Next section. The big one. This is the game that we're talking about today. It's a game called Hansa Teutomica. Currently ranked 1 to 5. That's very high. It's a bit high for the back of the shelf, isn't it? A bit high for the back of the shelf.
Yeah.
It is 7.7 rating.
Okay.
It is a game designed by Andreas Stedding. You know him well because he's also designed Stroganoff. Remember Stroganoff?
Well, the name, yes.
The Cossacks, where you're going across the step, like trading things in.
Okay.
Shit. And War of the Buttons. Remember War of the Buttons?
Oh, yes, yeah. I actually like that one.
That was okay, that game. Yeah. The art was by Dennis Lahausen, who has designed hundreds of games. But the two we would be familiar with.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Feast for Odin.
Okay.
And Village. Village with the dead people.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Okay, go on a little bit longer. What is the ranking, the difficulty ranking and all that jazz? Did you get that?
3.12, I think.
Out of 5? Not out of 5.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with that.
Well, okay, we'll come to that in a second. Released 2009. First of all.
2009, it's still an old game.
Yeah, it's old.
It's like 14,
old.
Okay.
Component quality. What do you think of the components? I mean, you couldn't get more basic, could you?
Yeah, it was fine. Just literally little black... little wooden cubes, yeah.
Did the job, though. You couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah. We each had our own playing board. That was nice. It's fine.
Yeah. I would say this was a good-looking game in 2009. Now, you'd call this almost a budget game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't use those words, but okay.
Oh, well, no, because we're not all about looks here, Amber.
I when you were laying it out, I was getting quite excited because it looked a lot like Elephant Land as far as the map and the roads between the different villages, towns.
That's true, yeah. So it's a map covered in, it's Northern Europe. It's covered in roads and cities and places where you can, that's it, roads and cities basically, isn't it, where you can go. It was recently re-released because it did disappear, had this stellar reputation, had a glowing review from a very large YouTube channel called Shut Up and Sit Down, and so it became even more desirable, and then eventually was re-released a couple of years ago. Don't know which one I've got. I don't have the big box. It's plain old Hansa Teutomica.
How long have you had this game for?
Not too long.
Okay, because I felt like you've talked about it.
I have. I've played it a couple of times.
I felt you've talked. I've heard this name a lot. Mm-hmm. For those who struggle with Ben's mumbling, he is saying Hansa Teutomica.
Hansa Teutomica.
Hansa Teutomica. Hansa Teutomica. I didn't actually know what you've been saying for such a long time. So, okay.
Okay. How does it play? So this is in the bots registered game description trademark. Mm-hmm. This is a classic Euro. Very simple rules. There's only a couple of them with various little add-ons, but really there's only a couple of rules. You can place a cube. You can displace an opponent's cube by paying a little extra. You can move a couple of cubes around. And really, that's about it. What you are trying to do is claim routes, because if you claim a route, you can then either improve your desk, improve your company, organization, have more actions. get more traders for your available stock, or build an office in that city, and that's how you score points. Really, apart from a couple, that's about it. So, very, very quick to teach. Didn't take too long.
No.
But the nuances and the subtlety in the game are high. Very high.
Okay.
Do you not agree?
I'll let you continue with that. I was having a great time at the beginning. I really enjoyed the first half of the game. I'm going to say that. I had a bit of a plan. I was putting my cubes down. We were working quickly, if that I can say that right. It was like your turn, my turn. Let's go. I was trying to block you a bit. There's one bit that you kind of can explain now. So you only have the cubes that are in your playing, in your supply. Those are the ones that can go on the board, and that's fine. You can always get more cubes later
from your stock.
But when you displace someone, so you would displace me. So I've tried to block you. So you displace me.
Move me away.
But then the cube that was on the board, that gets moved. And then one from my supply, which I was planning on using somewhere else.
Oh, I think this is a benefit. You get free placement.
You say that, but that's not where I wanted to go. And then I was just annoyed. And then, you kept displacing me. So then the second half of the game, I was just annoyed.
Yes, I could see clearly you were annoyed.
Yes, and you kept saying, do you want us at the end of the game? We can end the game. We can restart. I was like, no, I just want to finish it. Next time we play, it would be very different. I think I have a better grasp of things.
Well, of course,
and there was also the end game scoring.
Yeah.
It was something about connecting all the
cities.
Yeah.
It is one of those games, if you try to, because I built 2 cities right next to each other, and you were getting annoyed. I was putting 2 down, claiming the route and getting 2 points. 2 points.
Because you said once someone reaches 20 points, then it's scoring time.
Yes. You notice I didn't do that all the time. It wasn't because I was trying to be gentle. It's because I watched you then start doing stuff all over the board. I thought, oh God, if I don't try and slow that down over there, I'm going to lose that. And I try and take part of this and try and block you in this. So it's one of those games where if you follow just one strategy and ignore all others, you're going to struggle. You have to try and be adaptive. You have to try and look at what other people are doing, try and react to, they've placed it there, I'll have to place it there, or there's empty space there. I can feel they're going to go there, so I have to pop one down there. It was very much like that.
There's a few things that happened that I had no control over, and then it was just a bad, annoying time. I am curious how it plays at 3 or 4 players. Not that I want to play with 3 or 4 players, because I would hate the analysis paralysis who just sit there trying to I very much appreciate the planning when it's not your turn, just to get the game moving. But we played 2-player, and then we had the third player cubes just to really get in the way. And those definitely, both sides played to, my advantage and disadvantage at times. They were very annoying to try to, because you had to actually displace them and get rid of them so you could actually put your cubes down, because that is the point of the game is. Now I understand, I guess, the point a little bit better as well. Like he said, it's usually 3 cubes, consecutive cubes on a road of your color before you can claim either some sort of bonus that you desperately need in order to have more actions or more cubes, or to actually get, was it the office? To have control of that office. So that bit's important.
See, that's what you were going to do all that stuff. I started doing this little 2-space road, got 2 points. I thought, this is going to be bad. She's getting angry about this now. And you did say something, so, you're just going to this is how you're going to milk it. I thought, I'll just, but then I realized you were just picking up points here and there, all over the board. You built an office here, built an office there, 1 point here, 1 point there. And you were sort of keeping up. And I thought, hang on, if I just do this, I haven't developed any of the part of the board, I'll lose out in the end game when they do. We didn't even really, we had no full grasp of them.
exactly happened.
Which is what exactly happened, yeah. So that's So I thought this is broken. This is crazy. I can't keep doing this. But I thought, because if I do this 10 times, I'll have 20 points and then I'll lose the game because I haven't done anything else.
So it started out, I was very eager. I actually didn't mind the look of the board. I thought but I was like, okay, this doesn't look too complicated. It didn't take you long to explain it. I was happy about all of that. I actually, once reading the title of the game, Hansa Teutomica, I actually knew what it was instead of a mumbled, jumbled mess. But yeah, I am eager to play it again because I think the second time around might be a little bit different. Maybe I'll have a different game plan. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm a little bit curious about a third player, but I can't do more than that. I wouldn't be able to play with a fourth.
I think I played at 5. Okay. It does whip around. Okay. Because turns are pretty short. And obviously you've got to have the correct group. You can't have any of those AP people. Why should people play it? This is classic Euros. There's not an ounce of
What are you going to compare it to then?
Compare it to? The only one I can really think of has that sort of non-confrontational area majority would be El Grande.
That's funny because that's exactly what I was thinking of. I'm like, a lot of this reminded me, not a lot of it, enough of it reminded me of El Grande, definitely.
Yeah.
Just even the simplistic cubes to the mapped, It was okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we finally played it because I feel like you've talked about it a lot and I didn't know what you're talking about. But
who shouldn't play this game?
Oh, well, anyone who loves to sit and analyze every possible, definitely.
Because it's freeform, you can put your guys anywhere.
Yeah.
That the choice space.
Oh yeah, there's too many combination options, and the fact that it's not a meaty. I wouldn't call it a super meaty game unless there's something that I missed out.
Well, it's classic Euro in that the rules are very simple. Yeah. But the strategy is extremely deep. It's one of those games.
Okay.
Princes of Florence is mentioned in the same breath. I mean, they came out around about the same time. Very similar approach. Pretty straightforward, but lots of different ways to do things.
Maybe.
Okay. People who like to talk probably shouldn't play this game.
Okay.
Because
this is not really a chit chat.
All the game was happening on the board.
I was very much concentrating on what I could do to not be slaughtered. I think that was...
How many thumbs and in which direction?
No, I'll give it a thumb up. It's not getting 2 thumbs up. It's not...
This gets 2 from me.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Okay. Not yet. I think I need to play it again and be in the proper frame of mind. There was bits of the board that I didn't really even touch on. Even I thought because we get all these different bonuses from different things, and maybe I'd have a different approach next time.
And because we had 2 players with their added sort of neutral.
Oh man, that was just frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, it was difficult sometimes because with 4 or 5 players, it's full up almost instantly. Whereas with 2 of us, it was quite sparse at some points. Difficult to get our cubes moved around in the right place.
Okay. So you're giving me the full 2?
Oh yeah. I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
I'll give it 1.
I like these. When people talk about Euro games nowadays, they talk about something the modern Euro, which is just track upon tracks or so many little systems interlocking. The classic Euro never had that. Classic Euro, I love these games. I love this classic Euro game.
I loved that component-wise, there really wasn't that much. There was no faff.
Yeah.
Especially because we'd just played like Le Havre that had just so many little bits, and you were messing around with the cards, and the cards weren't in the right order, and there's just so much there. Yeah. None of that. Actually, I do appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right. There we go.
Ready,
great game.
Yeah. Ready for another. Yeah, I'll give it another go.
Okay. Let me remind you. Last time, we started talking about Tony Boydell's truths about the board game industry.
Oh, yes.
And we did We did number 1. So here's number 2 and number 3.
Okay.
Number 2. The adjective great is overused. Hyperbole is brilliant. Almost everything in the BGG hotness is not. So it's the idea of hype.
Okay.
Where a board game company will try and build up hype of a game to sell it, get people talking about it, get it in people's social media feeds. That generates buzz, that generates sales, but it turns out the game is a bit of a
Debbie Downer.
Yeah, not great.
Bit of a downer, okay.
The master of this is Stonemaier company, the guys who make Viticulture.
Okay.
They are experts at the hype machine. Their games tend not to last the distance. Viticulture has definitely lasted this, and Scythe has, but most of them have been a bit of a. They haven't managed to live up to this.
I was going to say, they haven't lived up to.
In fact, very few games have lived up to that. Acropolis, which I played last week, had huge. I mean, people were going crazy over this game. It's all right. But sadly, that's the industry we live in now, where if you cannot get buzz going, if you cannot... I tell you, did it right. Mycelia, right? Jack did it with his. Got people going to right hand, got lots of people talking about it, got the buzz machine going up. That is a game that genuinely did live up to the hype. I remember people saying, oh, this is a nice little game. That's when I spoke to him. I said, oh, yeah, blah, blah. That's a great game. And I think people are not going to be disappointed with it. But I don't think many live up to that.
This is also, though, I'm going to say, like, about opinion, though. Like, just because Acropolis, for example, like, it didn't fit what you were looking for. For those puzzly people, it will be great for them. It will live up. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there are definitely games that I'm like, oh, I love that. And you're like, right? So it really is all about perspective and opinion, isn't it?
Well, these are games that are all over social media, all over everywhere, and then disappear without a trace. No one talks about them. There are some very famous examples. There was one called Besieged, which was huge, and then released. This was years ago. Was released and then disappeared. Literally no one spoke about it afterwards because it wasn't a great game. Just completely gone. So it is something of a modern phenomenon, I think. But people are saying how a game is great. That's what he's saying, is that's not really the case most times. If we went on the BGG hotness right now and looked at the top 10 games, most of them would not be very good.
Okay.
They're just hot.
They're just there.
They got the buzz.
Okay.
Got people clicking on their links.
Should we call them out right now? Because now I want to know. Give me the top 10 right now. Because I'm curious.
This is not the top 10. This is the top 10 hotness.
Okay, tell me the top 10 hotness, because I'm also very curious which ones we've played and if I would agree with any of these top 10 hotnesses.
Okay.
Go on. Starting at number 10.
I know the top 3 easy.
Top 10.
Last Light is a game created by a guy from the Dice Tower. Now, this is supposed to be pretty good.
Okay.
It's supposed to be pretty
good. But again, now you got me questioning everybody. But
he's from the Dice Tower, so he could have almost just pooped in an envelope, put it in a box, and people will be talking about it. So.
Small box game, big medium? What's it?
No, it's quite a big box game.
Okay. Is it on your to play list, or have you seen?
I'd be interested to play that.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be pretty good. But it's got that buzz because he's from the Dice Tower.
Okay.
Number 2.
I thought you were starting at 10.
Oh, I was going to the top. Whatever.
Okay, fine. Go.
Number 2 is Food Chain Magnate, which is an incredibly complicated, like a classic Euro. The number of rules in there are quite small, but the number of interactions in those things are enormous. It is definitely a game we would have to build up to. That's got all the buzz because a special edition has just been released for, do you want to guess how much? The original game is ugly as sin. It has a charm, but it's pretty ugly. That sold for like 80.
Oh, I was going to say it's over 100. Okay.
£80. They've released a special edition with all plastic components and fancy dancing.
200.
£300.
Okay.
For a board game now. It's just one single normal size.
Okay.
And the other one, number 3.
It's interesting you're saying about the plastic components. Like, why would that be attractive compared to wooden components?
People like plastic components.
Do they? Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
Number 3. Nemesis, Retaliation.
Okay.
Just because it's Nemesis. And that's,
how many Nemesis games are there?
There's a few.
Okay.
Dune Imperium is back on there because people are talking about the new Dune edition coming out.
Well, what's that, like an expansion? Or
There's one called Dune Imperium Uprising.
That's not the one you have.
No.
Oh my God, too many.
Yeah, there's a few. So this is the hotness. This is people are clicking on links.
Yeah.
This doesn't necessarily mean that these games are great. These are just busy.
Okay.
That was his point.
Okay.
Number 3. This is gonna hit close to the bone here. This one.
Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
There are still.
Is it talking about people making podcasts in their kitchen? Okay.
There are still too many content creators.
Oh, I was spot on.
If I see another meat-packed calyx, I shall scream.
Oh dear. Should we tell all your listeners that you are no longer using the IKEA calyxes?
That's correct. Yeah, I've moved on from the calyx.
Mm-hmm.
Bought some seriously sturdy shelves.
Do they look? I haven't even gone to see your man shed. Does it look nice? Are you happy with the?
Girls aren't allowed in there.
Shut up. Are you happy with your outcome?
Fantastic.
Okay,
lovely.
They are actually fitting more on there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, would you have them horizontal or vertical?
They are horizontal at the moment. I'm having a real hard think about that.
Yeah, the calyx, because I kept one of the shelves in the living room, and I just put my games on it. I'm going to take a picture of him because it looks so good.
Yeah.
Did you say? I want you to see. So I put the Azules together. I put the Ticket to Rides together. I kept Catan in there together. And then I have a shelf that has San Francisco, Chinatown. I can't remember. There's a few others, not Manhattan, but my theme was that they were all named after like different places.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Clever.
Very,
These are the games you pretend are yours.
Yep. Oh, Burgundy. I put Castles of Burgundy in there. Yeah, that's exactly it, actually. See, okay, then there's content creators, and then there's like, okay, my parents are not content creators. They only play games because we've introduced them to games, and they have these IKEA bookshelves because they do just fit so well.
Yes,
like
what he's saying is your parents aren't taking photos and plastering them all over.
No, they're not.
No. I think there is a obviously we make a very high class product.
Yes.
Some people just take photos of their calyxes.
But some people like me sometimes just need to look at a nice shelf, a nice collection, just to be like, oh, that looks really nice and organized. Look at them all vertically.
Does our next door neighbor have her books color coded?
They do.
Yeah, maybe we're ready for that.
Yeah, they look lovely. No, my God, we're not. So what? He's just annoyed with people. He's just sick of this. Is he like? Let's just question.
Oh, he's a grumpy old man.
Okay, that was it. Is he just a grumpy old man who just needs something to complain about?
Yeah. No, he's a big figure in the game world.
But so what is he? What is his suggestion? Is that people stop posting?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what he would like everyone to do.
Stop posting on social media, and in return, not do. Here's the thing. So this is not our business. We're not making money off of this. People, I get it. I do understand how influencers are making money, but that's just my whatever. I'm not even going to get into my opinion on that. So there are a lot. There are a lot of people out there that are just doing like unboxings and doing stuff. And I guess it is their career, I guess.
I think there's a place for unboxings because I will think, I don't know how big a box is. I've definitely been to have a look for an unboxing to see the size. That's a definite need.
Okay.
Playthroughs.
Oh yes, those have been helpful.
Those are pretty great. Any sort of build around that. That's fantastic. Reviews, they're becoming less and less relevant, I think. Not relevant.
Well,
because people,
if they're not true, if they're not true to their opinion, and
maybe being a little bit less than they're not quite as trustworthy as they used to be.
The thing is, you've always said that you have your trustworthy reviewers that you.
Some people, okay. Yeah, so they're becoming difficult. Photos of a cat in a game box. Don't know.
Gerald does that all the time.
No, he does.
He does
close-ups of the components, which I quite enjoy.
With his board
set up on the table.
Yeah, with his dog. With his dog.
No, there are people who will literally just take the lid off a game, turn over, put the cat in the lid. Maybe
that's their thing.
That's the thing.
At the end of the day, but here's the thing: you don't need to. You just unfollow them. Well, you get that off your algorithm. It's fine. Them. I don't think I do.
I don't know why.
Regardless, maybe I just keep. I guess the thing is because I keep sharing animal videos with you. I guess I'll look at this funny cat playing the board game. Whatever. I just think if that's what someone's doing, that's what they're going to do. You just don't be exposed to that. Like,
do you think what we're doing is creative?
I would not use the word creative for this.
Oh, really?
You and Gerald talk about this like creative bit. I'm like, it's just you and I shooting the shit about it.
Yeah, but we create something.
Okay. I have a different opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? What do you think of creative?
We just sit around talking about games.
Yeah, but there's a finished thing afterwards.
Yeah. That
people can use or listen to or
sure
interact with.
Yes. Again, I don't think I would not use the term creative for this.
Oh, very interesting.
Like Gerald playing the drums. Yes, I feel like that's creative. Like someone doing art, that's creative. I don't think this is artistic at all. It really is. What games do you want to talk about today? I don't know. And you making up a stupid quiz.
I see.
Sorry.
They're not stupid, by the way.
Oh, stupid people like them. My mom listens. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sorry for that.
So get back to just not doing.
It's because tomorrow is Monday and I don't want to go to work. Okay.
Okay. So before you just throw your toys fully out the pram, can you tell everyone where they can find us?
Yes. Go to the Instagram account where Ben has created this link tree, and you can find all the links in one handy dandy place. So that is back.of.the.shelf. Otherwise, there is the Gmail, back of the shelf podcast at gmail.com. Is that where Chris, what's his name? Punch Out Chris?
No, he did on Discord.
Oh, so how do we find you on Discord?
Do you know, honestly, Amber, I don't actually know. I think you have to post a link.
Okay. How did he find you?
I think I posted a link at some point. But that may have been some time ago. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But this is back in the days of Gerald and Dave.
Okay, fine. And then there's the handy dandy Facebook group if you want to jump on there.
Get in there. All right.
Did I catch everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Every venue possible?
Yes. Okay.
Lovely, jubbly. All right.
So we will call it a day.
Well, you're going to play something on Wednesday. What's your plan on Wednesday? Is it back to you?
Yeah, there is no plan. Let's turn up, play. I'm gonna bring Le Havre.
Oh, okay. Have a good
Teutomica.
Okay. But what? So you're not doing your little role playing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, fine.
That's only once a month now. Once every 4 weeks.
Okay. Fine.
Yep.
Well, I have no gaming plan this week.
Okay.
That's all I got. Maybe on the weekend. I could be a weekend gamer.
Well, it's all day gaming Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes.
So we're not putting the Christmas tree up?
No, we're not.
No. Okay. All day gaming. I might be able to jump in on that, possibly.
Great. Make
some friends. Oh, I wonder, could you ask that guy if his wife's coming?
Oh, yeah, could do. We'll try that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Enough making plans, social plans.
Okay,
call this a day. So, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.